Justin, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, are you joining the early class today?
I'm only in a second period. Are we supposed to get on later?
Well, you can't. Sixth period I have set up to join at 2, but we're going to talk about this. I mean, it's the same thing. So you can stay or you can jump in at 2 with the rest of your class.
I'll just stay because I'll probably be doing stuff in the afternoon.
And that's what we're going to talk about. We're only going to meet a couple days a week. So I'm going to probably give an option of like a morning and an afternoon. But like if you're doing stuff in the afternoon, you can jump in the morning session. So.
Yeah.
What have you been up to? I see from Facebook you've been building and working on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's been between that and I've been helping my grandpa a lot.
Good deal.
Built that front porch. And
was that you and your dad working on the porch?
Yeah.
Cool. Good deal. Good deal. Kat, what have you been up to?
Not really anything. I've been going and helping at Delps.
Okay. Getting paid for that?
No, I've been helping out at the hatchery, so I haven't been doing anything.
Okay. Gotcha. Austin, other than talking crap on my BP skills, what have you been doing?
I'll work around the house.
Okay. Volunteer work around the house or mandatory being made work around the house?
Volunteer.
Yeah. I got your email about the letter of rec. When we are done here and everyone logs out, I'll get the basic information about it and I can do that for you.
Okay.
Okay. Javen, can you hear me? I guess Javen is MIA. Brooklyn, how are you?
Good.
Good. What have you been up to, Brooklyn?
Not much.
Not much. Sorry that you have to deal with your brother all day now, every day.
Yeah.
Javen, can you hear me yet? Javen's out. Tara must not be connected to sound yet. Who else do we have? We must not be connected to sound. Carlson, we got Lindsay. Tara, are you connected?
Hi.
Yeah, but I don't know if Kiana knows how.
Did she? All she should have to do is click on that link. Is she doing it on her phone or her computer?
I told her the code, so I don't know if she just didn't know that.
Yeah, all she should have to do is get on Google Classroom, click on the link, and it should take her straight to it.
If I get off, will it make me redo it?
Yeah, you just have to jump back in. Actually, you can. This is like a phone call. Tara, you still there?
Yes, I'm still there. I'm texting Kiana.
Yeah, it's like a phone call. You can exit out of it, but you're not disconnected. So, Lindsay, what have you been up to?
Absolutely nothing. I literally go on walks every day, and that's it.
Yeah, because you're not allowed to go anywhere else, right?
Yeah. I got sprayed in the face with Lysol whenever I coughed the other day, so like.
That's good. At least you're clean. Samuel, what are you doing there with your camera? You just trying to show us the whole house, or he's connecting to audio? Kiana, you got it figured out?
I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were on yet.
It looks and sounds like you got it figured out. All you should have to do is click on the link. You should be good.
Oh, what?
As long as you can hear me and see me, then you're good, Kiana. Did you just wake up?
Who's he talking to?
You, Kiana.
Damn.
The awkward look like, is he talking to me? Is he not talking to me? Like, is he talking to me? Is he not talking? This is definitely going to take some getting used to. But on your screen, do you guys see everybody's square? Like, do you see everybody's face?
No.
Okay, if you click down on the bottom, if you take your mouse down, if you click on participants, you should be able to see everybody's face then. You should be able to see. And not just
No, it just shows up everybody's name.
you can't see the faces. Huh.
Like, if you're on a phone,
Oh, I'm on a
it comes
phone.
up just like 4 squares on
Yeah.
one page, and you have to swipe and see
You have
all
to
the rest of
swipe.
them.
Yeah, it'll come up like 4 pictures and then you can swipe to see everybody else. But if you're on a computer, it'll come up. So, Samuel, what are you doing? Are you trying to show us your whole house right now, or what are you doing?
No, my volume wasn't working, so I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Samuel, I've been thinking about you a lot lately. I feel so bad for you because of track.
It kind of, well, they haven't canceled it yet, but
Yeah, I know. It just sucks.
keeping hope.
I know. That's what I was making those, when I was making the jokes in our first period study hall, like, how bad would that suck if it was track? I never thought that we'd be here. Like, I never in my wildest dreams thought that we would be here to this point. But when my marathon got canceled, when my marathon got canceled, I instantly thought of like you and Declan and Anthony and all you track guys have been waiting for that for a while. But hopefully they haven't canceled winter sports yet. So, they're holding on as long as they possibly can.
Yeah, I'm keeping hope.
What have you been up to for the last 2 weeks? Have you been working?
Yep, we're still open.
Still open. So even though it
Working
sucks for
every
track
day.
season, from a money standpoint, you're one of the people that actually is benefiting, making some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about the only good thing.
Yeah, you're right. Tara, what have you been up to?
Eating.
Eating. How many trips to the fridge do you make on a daily basis?
A lot. I try to not. I get in it, then I walk away.
Yeah.
Then I walk back. So.
Do you ever pull you make a trip to the fridge thinking that there's going to be something there that wasn't there 5 minutes ago when you went to the fridge and searched for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that all the time too. It's like, oh, maybe something else will be here, but then it's like, oh, it's just the same stuff. So, Carlson, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What have you been up to?
I sleep until 1, then I work.
So I'm throwing off your sleep schedule here then.
A little bit.
A little bit. How many of you are going to go back and take a nap as soon as we're done here? Anybody going back to bed after this?
I probably am.
Probably. Okay.
No.
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 We're missing
Too late.
people. We're missing Trent, Zoe. Who else are we missing? Hannah,
Adam.
Adam. I thought he'd be
Here,
the
I'll
first
message
one on here.
Adam.
I thought Adam would be waiting for me, getting to talk to other people. I guess he talks to people at Riverside, so he's good. Tara, did they cancel the basketball game for good, or are they trying to reschedule it?
I don't think they canceled it for good yet.
Okay, gotcha. All right, well, we're going to get started here. For the people that aren't there, I'm going to record this and post it. They just got to go back through you guys talking about everything that you've been doing for the last 2 weeks. First thing that I need you to do today, and we're not going to do this every time we meet. We are just being told as teachers to try to keep track of who we're touching base with and who we're not. So I did a post right before I opened up Zoom on Google Classroom asking you to check in. And I want you to comment with, because I'm going to let you guys kind of decide, since you're a small class, what time of day when we get together do you want to meet? So really kind of what I'm thinking about doing is, since we have 2 general senior classes, I was thinking about doing one in the morning hours and then one in the afternoon or in the evening. And since it's going to be the same thing, you guys can really jump in whichever one you want to. But if you guys have a recommendation, even if you guys want to meet in the afternoon or evening, that's fine with me. We're not going to meet every day, but just comment on there, like if you had to pick what time of day would you want to meet, and that's going to allow me to see who was here today and also kind of get feedback on that. The second thing that you'll see on that post is I posted a link, and I saw Justin, you jumped in it, then you jumped out of it. But I posted on there a link to Google Hangouts. And what that is that is basically the school appropriate way that we can have a group chat as a class. And I get notifications on my phone like text messages. If you download the app, you can get notification via text messages. So one thing, it's different from Remind because you can write in the app, you see the group conversation. But the one way I think that can be beneficial, like if one of you have a question and Kiana's like, oh, Tara, email him about this. I don't want to email him. You email him and tell me what he says. You know, Tara can send a message in Hangouts. I can post the answer to it, and then the entire class sees it. So it's just a way to maybe easier via email. And if you ever have any questions, since I have that downloaded on my phone, I get it like a text. So you're going to get a quicker response from me that way. You don't have to do it, but if you do want to join it, you can click on that link. And if you download the app, you'll get it right to your phone. If not, it'll come up in your email. So make sure you comment that you were here. And then if you had to pick what time of day would you want to get together as a class. We're only going to meet 2 times a week. That's it. I'm not going to ask you to meet every single day. I hope that all of your teachers are not asking you to meet every single day. How many of you have done one of these Zooms yet? Who's checked in with the teacher with Zoom? 1, 2, 3. I don't know what your other teachers are planning on doing, but we've really talked as a staff is we don't want you guys staring at a computer screen for 7 hours a day. Like that's the last thing that we want. So we actually have a schedule worked out where we're trying to divvy it up so you guys aren't on it back to back to back. I'm going to talk to you about kind of what our schedule is going to be, but 2 times a week we're going to get together via this, and that's going to be it. Okay, I'm not going to ask you to check in every single day. We'll have some other things on Google Classroom, but as far as logging in like this, about 2 times a week. Okay. You guys have done Zoom with some of your other teachers. Do you have any questions about it? Kiana, was this your first time this morning getting on Zoom? Is that why you were having questions?
Yep.
And that's what all you have to do is anytime that we'll meet, I post the link in Google Classroom, you click to it and you go straight to it. It's easy on your phone or it's easy on your computer. Do you guys have any questions? You're good. Adam, did you just wake up, Adam?
No.
Okay, well, you're 8 minutes late. Where you been?
Hello.
I thought you'd be in here waiting for me because I thought you'd be so anxious to talk to everybody again.
No, leave me alone.
Adam, all we can see is your eyebrows and your forehead.
Oh, well.
All right, so make sure you check in on that comment there. Adam, I was telling them, make sure you on Google Classroom check in and put a comment in there. And if you had to pick what time of day would you want to meet when we get together, that'll let me know that you were here today, even though you were 8 minutes late. Okay. 4th thing that I have for you today is we are going to move forward with Search for Workday, but it's going to be a virtual Search for Workday, which means you're going to have your interview like this with your businesses. So that's realistic in the sense of when I graduated college, I had interviews like this. They were school districts that were further away and they didn't want to have all their candidates drive. So we had interviews online. So a lot of you are likely someday going to have interviews like this online. So what we're going to do is I send an email out to all the businesses to see which ones are willing to do virtual interviews. I told them they can use FaceTime, they can use Skype, they can use Zoom, whatever they want to do. If your business is good with doing it, you've already sent them the resume, you've already sent them the cover letter, you're just going to email them and you are going to set up the best time possible to have the interview with your 3 businesses. Okay. And I'm basically going to give you like a 2-week window to try to get those interviews done. but I met with Mrs. Rupp and Mrs. Weaver, Mr. Hepler, and some of the other senior teachers. We kind of decided that this would be a good thing to kind of say, hey, since things are crazy right now, this is what we're going to say seniors have to complete for graduation requirements. And I think that's fair for you guys because you guys have already done a ton of the work. And wouldn't you rather do something like that than an extra assignment or something? I'm guessing I felt like I was kind of going to bat for you on that. And maybe something that maybe is maybe weird for you to do a virtual interview, but it's no different than what we're doing right now. So you'll still be expected. You got to dress up because I remember when I did my virtual interviews, you know, the nice thing about it is you don't have to worry about what your, you know, pants look like because all you got to do is make sure you, from the chest up, from what they're going to see, that you're dressed up. So you can have, you know, Sam can have like a coat and tie on, but sweatpants on with his legs, as long as they don't see his legs on camera. But obviously I'll provide more instruction as we go from there. That's our plan for that. I asked all the businesses to get back in touch with me by Monday to let me know if they're willing to do those virtual interviews. And then I'm hoping next week to let you guys know if your business is good, they're going to do the virtual interviews, you can start setting them up. If one of the people you were supposed to be with is not doing the virtual interview, then I'll reassign you to someone else. So worst comes to worst, you just got to go into your cover letter and change who you're going to be interviewing with. Do you guys have any questions on that? Good. I don't want you guys to miss out on that. And one thing that I thought of too, you know, in the back of my room, how I have the Search Your Workday posters. I thought one thing that would make this unique is for at least one of your interviews, I want you to take a screenshot of your interview, of you interviewing, and then we're going to put them all together into one big poster. And that way, like 15 years from now, or let's say 22 years from now, when all your kids are sitting in my class and they're like, Mr. Gould, there's 30 posters up there. Why is my mommy or daddy's picture different than everybody else's? We'll get to flash back to hashtag COVID-19. You know, it's something that's unique for you guys. So just trying to bring as much normalcy to this crazy situation as we can. Okay. Obviously, if you have questions that arise on that, let me know. I'll have more for you on that next week. Fifth thing, third quarter grades. Did you guys know that next week you actually still technically have an Easter break? Did you know that? As weird as that sounds. You guys have next Thursday and Friday off. We're not supposed to give you any work or do anything with you next Thursday and Friday because that's Easter break. So the third 9 weeks is ending on Wednesday. Now, remember how crazy that last day of school was? We had the assembly at the end of the day, and Dr. Mastillo was basically like, I'm planning on being here Monday. And then 5 minutes later, they were like, get your stuff. You're not coming back to school. Do you remember how weird that was that last day? We, as teachers, we were called on Monday morning at 10 a.m. that said, you have till noon to get your stuff out of your rooms. You're not allowed in the building till further notice. So we haven't been allowed in the buildings. Obviously, I had stuff on my desk that I had to grade. I had some makeup quizzes and things like that I had to grade. What I want you to do is between now and next Thursday, that's whenever we have to turn in grades. If you're good with your grade as is, I'm going to give everybody 10 points for the last CNN 10. Okay, I'm just going to give everybody a 10 out of 10. If you're good with that, then I'm good with that. If you had something that you needed to make up that you felt like you were going to do really well on and it was going to boost your grade, we'll have to figure out what we're going to do there because I don't have my quizzes. I don't have access to anything that's in my classroom. Obviously, this is kind of new waters for us as well. So if you're good with being exempt on anything you have to make up, including past news notes, and if you're good with your grade right now, then whatever your grade is now, I'm going to give you that as your third quarter grade. And for me, your fourth quarter grade is basically going to be Search Your Workday. Okay? So I'm not going to be giving you tests or things along those things online. So it's basically going to be Search Your Workday. Okay, so what we're planning on doing moving forward is we're going to get together 2 days a week, Mondays and Wednesdays. And really what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie into all the crazy stuff that's happening in the world today into our class. So what I'm most likely going to do is whichever time we meet, so let's say we meet in the morning, your job before we meet is to watch CNN 10. You don't have to take notes on it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch it too. And I'm going to tie in topics from class to what was on CNN 10 that day. Because what's happening right now, I mean, this is your generation's 9/11. This is something that hasn't happened in 100 years. In 1918, imagine how different life looked in 1918. I mean, this is just crazy what's happening. And there's so many things we can tie in economically. Like your parents, and they're saying 3 weeks are going to get checks. The government is giving each person $1,200. They're giving each family, each kid in a family, $500. So if you're in a family of 4, you know, your parents are getting $2,200 from the government just to help through this. That's something that I've never seen in my lifetime. You know, just crazy things that are happening. We did demand in economics before we broke. Everything that people are talking about in the news right now is all about supply of toilet paper, supply of food. The demand is through the roof right now, and the supply is low in different things. So for me, I'm basically going to toss everything that I teach the last month of the year out the window, and we're just going to get together 2 days a week and talk about the crazy stuff that's happening. Does that sound good? Is that fair? I mean, I think that's better than having you write papers or take tests or read things or do assignments. The only type of graded assignment that I'll give you is I'll post like a thought or a video or something on Google Classroom, and you'll have to comment on it with your opinion. Or I'll ask you a question, you have to answer on there. That's where I'm planning on going with this. Because I'm lucky, you know, math, English, they can't really tie this into math or English, but I can tie this into my class. So we're basically just going to 2 days a week have like a half an hour update per day on everything that's going on in the world. Okay. So next week, we're only going to do Monday because next week's a 3-day week. What I'm going to do on Fridays is I'm going to have what I'm going to call open office hours. And if you need a letter of recommendation written, or you need help with scholarships, or if you have questions with anything, or if you just, you know, if there's something that you want advice on or want to talk about things, I'm just going to leave Fridays open. You send me a message, hey, let's get on Zoom, or let's do something, and we'll talk about those different types of things. Okay. The last thing I want to do is give you guys too much. I mean, I don't want to overburden you. I think you guys don't do cyber for a reason, because you probably don't want to learn from a computer. You probably don't want to sit in your house all day and learn from a computer. I don't want to teach that way. So obviously with you guys being basically out the door, you know, in a month or a month and I guess about 2 months, you know, I'm not going to do anything crazy. If I get told I have to do more with you, we'll go from there. But I'm more interested just checking in a couple days a week, you know, seeing how you guys are doing and talking about some of the things that are going on. So once we get past Easter break next week, we're going to meet Mondays, Wednesdays. We'll have some assignments on Google Classroom, some commenting things. Your job is to watch CNN 10 before we meet, right? Have an idea of the topics that they're talking about on there. And then Friday will be open for anything that you may need help with. Okay. Good. Does that sound like a good plan? Have you guys, if you've met with other teachers,
Yep.
you feel like you've had any other teachers that are giving you too much, or is that kind of the same approach that all the teachers have been taking with you?
It's the same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah.
So and I think that's what we're thinking, that if we check in with you a couple days a week, you know, I think that I don't think it's realistic to have 7 hours of learning a day online. I think a lot of us are thinking, let's give them 2 to 3 hours of work a day and let's just go from there. Because obviously this is something that none of us signed up for, but we've all been forced into. Okay. The last thing that I wanted to ask you guys is, do you as seniors, because I had a meeting with Mrs. Rupp and Mrs. Weaver 2 days ago to talk about what the end of the school year is going to look like for seniors. I may not have the answer to your questions, but I can take those questions to Mrs. Rupp or anyone else. Do you guys have any questions about, obviously we don't know what's going to happen beyond April 30th, but you have questions about prom, graduation, time capsules, any of that stuff? No, nothing? Nobody? The couple things that I will tell you that we went over is there's going to be a date assigned that if we don't end up coming back for you to pick up your time capsule, kind of in the similar way that they've been picking up lunches, right? You'll drive through, you'll pick up the time capsule. Graduation, obviously, we will have something, whether it's virtually, maybe you'll stand up in your living room when they call out your name for your diploma, or, you know, Lauren and Maddie will give their speeches from their kitchen, right? I mean, we're going to do something to try to bring some level of normalcy. I imagine a lot of you are probably struggling with prom. One thing I talked about last, because I met with my AP kids at 9, if we had a prom in like July or August, if we can't go back, would you guys come? Yeah?
I don't know.
Don't know?
Probably.
Yeah?
Probably not.
I mean, it's something that's unique. It's not like you guys as graduates, you're dating a junior and you're coming back to prom. It would be something that's unique for your class. You guys didn't have the chance to have prom, so we're going to have it when a lot of these restrictions lighten up. So I know that's one thing that I'm going to kind of recommend, that, you know, even if we don't end up going back, because give me a thumbs up. How many of you girls already bought dresses for prom? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Yeah. Have you guys tried to take them back, or did you ask if you could take them back or not? No.
You can't take them back.
You can't take them. Not even in crazy situations like this, they won't take them back, Kiana.
I doubt it. It says non-refundable right on.
Yeah, I was just curious, because even with these crazy times right now, like, banks aren't making people pay their house payments. You know, they're not making them pay their car payments. Credit card companies aren't making people pay because people that aren't working don't have money. But maybe prom dresses are just such a serious thing that no way, we're not taking it back. But I guess you guys get them fitted and stuff like that, so I guess they can't really take them back in that sense. So, do you guys have anything that you would like me to take to Mrs. Rupp, of things that you would like to see if we don't come back, or things that you would like to have done? Is there anything that you guys can think of? And even if you come up with them later, you know, you don't necessarily need to think of them now, but is there anything that kind of you've been thinking about, of how's this going to look, or what can we do here?
Can we get our stuff from the school?
Yeah, that's something that obviously you're going to eventually be able to get in to get your stuff. But even as of right now, we as teachers, we're not allowed in. And I had to go get,
Yeah,
Go ahead, Justin.
I have like probably $400 worth of wood that I brought in the wood shop. I'd like to have that back.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely going to be able to get that stuff back. But I know even for me, I needed a book for my AP class because I teach everything out of the book, and I had to meet Mrs. Rupp outside. Like, me as a teacher, I wasn't even allowed to go into the building. So I imagine what's going to happen here is if we don't end up going back, there will probably be a day. They'll probably divide it up by classes or by last names where you guys are going to be allowed back into the school to get your stuff. So, and that would be even something, Justin, that you can connect with. If there ends up being a day that we as teachers are allowed back before you guys, you could connect with Mr. Bundy, and he could probably set that stuff outside for you, and you could just come pick it up. So.
Okay.
Do any of you have anything at the school like you need to get, like you left it in your locker or anything like that? Because what they've been doing is they've just been setting things outside when people come to get lunch, that you can pick those things up. So I'm curious. I wanted to ask you guys, probably the first week was kind of fun, but are you happy to be out of school? Or are you kind of sick that you're not being able to be in school for the last 2 months of your senior year?
I just hate not having track.
I know, this sucks. Sports suck, right? So all of you that are playing sports, I'm sure that you're definitely feeling that. What just about, because usually, you know, when you guys think about like the last month of your senior year, what do you envision that like? You basically come to school every day and do what?
Nothing.
You do nothing. You just kind of hang out with your friends, right? Right? Even though we're virtually online here, things don't change. It's still Sammy answering all the questions. And I can't pick on Trent to answer any today because he's not here. So even though it's virtual, it's the same thing. I know I I think about if this would have happened at the beginning of the year, obviously being a football guy, I would have been devastated by that. But probably from being in the classroom and stuff, it wouldn't have been so bad because I really enjoy like the last 6 weeks of school because you guys are basically done with everything. And, you know, I feel like we get to connect and we get to talk about some things after high school and talk about, you know, we're still going to talk about some things like buying a car, buying a house, how to be smart in college with how you spend your money and things like that. But it's just different, like the last 9 weeks of your senior year, just because you're done and, you know, you're wrapping things up and it just turns into a different setting than what you've been in. But we're going to make the most of it. And obviously I'm still going to be here to help you guys in any way that I possibly can. You know, I'm still obviously want you guys to succeed just as much as I wanted you to succeed while we were in school. And obviously I got a lot of time on my hands too. So please don't ever hesitate to reach out if you need help with something, whether it's school related or I'm going to talk to Austin once we're done here about a letter of recommendation, scholarships, you know, even if it's something, you know, I think that a lot of times when we get together as a class, we'll probably spend, you know, first 5-10 minutes just kind of chatting and talking about some things and bringing some level of normalcy to this crazy situation. Do any of you have parents that have you like on lockdown? You're not allowed to leave the house. Does anybody have parents like that? 1, 2, 3. Kiana not allowed to go anywhere. So I imagine that some of you. What's that, Kiana?
No, I'm not.
Are you going stir crazy? Are you getting cabin fever, having to be in the house all day?
The only person I've seen is Joey in the past like 2 weeks.
Have you finished your stash of Girl Scout cookies yet?
Yeah.
You did?
That
They're
was
all
a long
gone?
time ago.
That was a long time ago. So some of you too, maybe, how many of you feel like Tara where you just keep eating all day long? You keep going back to the fridge or back to the cupboard and just eating out of boredom. You know, I think that's easy to relate to. We all can relate to that. And you know things get serious. I saw yesterday they shut down the basketball court at Gumtown Park. You know things are serious when they have to shut down the basketball court at Gumtown. So, you know, it's just times that we're living in that it's crazy. I mean, I never would have guessed this. When we were out of school, I thought we were going to be back in school in like 3 to 4 weeks. I never thought that we'd be in a situation like that. So it's crazy. Austin, I'm sure you just wish you would be playing baseball, right? It's probably the worst part of it, you know, for you.
Yeah.
Being able to play baseball and things along those lines. But obviously, please don't hesitate to reach out if you need help with anything. Don't get stressed out about this stuff because I would imagine that 99% of your teachers that you have are willing to work with you. We don't want to overburden you. And it's still even kind of up in the air. What can we make and what can we not make you do? You know, because not everybody has internet at home or students with IEPs, you know, have to have adaptations. So the reason that you didn't have school those first 2 weeks is we weren't allowed to. You know, now that we're trying to put a plan in place, and when we use that term enrichment, and you hear the school say enrichment activities, that's basically we're trying to encourage you to do stuff without requiring it to grade. So again, the Search for Work Day, that's going to be a big bulk of it. When we get to Search for Work Day and it comes up to setting up your interviews, I'm probably going to, you know, scratch out a week and basically say you have no responsibilities from me this week except to get your interviews done. So again, that was me kind of going to bat for you, hoping that you were good with that kind of being your capstone or your last major requirement in order to graduate as a senior. So before we log off, do you guys have any questions? You good with everything? Good, 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 good. Okay. Don't forget to give me a comment on what time that you feel like you would like to meet if you could choose. If you want to join the Hangouts, right? Even that Hangout too, that's, you know, anytime we say school appropriate way, anything in that Hangouts is basically, if the school wanted to, they could go back and look it up. It's the same thing as texting, but that's why it's, you know, we're told that we're allowed to do it. So even if you want to hop in there just to, you know, chat every once in a while or have any questions about anything, feel free to hop in there. But if you guys don't have any questions, you go ahead and log off. Austin, you stay on. I want to get the details on that scholarship. And obviously, anytime that you guys need anything, email, Hangouts, let me know. Sound good?
Yep.
All right. Miss you guys. Take care. Hopefully you find something to do. All right. So, Austin, what the letter, is it for a scholarship?
Yeah.
Do you know the name of the scholarship offhand?
Universal Forest Products.
Okay. Do you
That's where
have
my
like,
dad works at.
okay. Do you have, is there like a description of the scholarship that you have? Even if you have a piece of paper in front of you, can you just take a picture of that and email it to me?
Yeah,
That's probably going to be
I can do that.
That'll be the easiest way. And then also email me your resume. That way I have like your GPA and all your information and I can put that together.
Okay.
And what date do you need that by?
It just needs done by May 31st.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and send me that info and I'll get started on that.
All right. Thank
All
you.
right. Yep. Talk to you later, Austin.
See ya.
Bye.